This is Chris. He is your inspector. He's going to take his glasses off. Okay. Tell us about this house, Chris.
So I can read. Should I just give a full briefing, Dave, real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You know, pretty nice house overall. Starting with the outside of the house, just a little bit dusty, a little webby outside, but the stucco was in good shape overall. I saw a little bit of driveway deterioration out there. It could have been salted at one time, so we have a little bit of flaking on the top coat of the concrete, but as far as any cracking or lifting of the cement, it doesn't have that. That looks in good shape. I'd recommend clearing the grass and weeds away from the front part of the stucco out here in the front entranceway. It's up against the stucco, so you want to clear that away. We do have some plumbing issues, starting with the sprinkler system, what's called the anti-siphon valve. That needs to be repaired or replaced. That's cracked and damaged. The biggest part on the plumbing, first of all, is on the exterior hose bib. That needs to be reconnected to the copper plumbing if we had copper plumbing. All the water pipes down in the crawl space have been removed. They've all been cut out, starting with right where the main regulator comes in to the hole underneath of the house. On the upstairs part of the house, or the interior part of the house, the water lines are still intact. Most of those are flexible lines, but everything needs to be connected to the hard piping from down in the crawl space. So we need the plumbing to be redone. Drain lines look good. Didn't have any issues with the drain lines. Drainage should be functional, but of course we can't test that because we don't have any water to the property to go ahead and check it. Missing a couple pickets on the exterior fence. Roof was in great shape. No missing shingles, no wear to the roof, no weathering. All that looks good. I would recommend some caulking around the upper portion of the front-facing windows. A little bit of areas where you need some sealing around those window sills. Rear patio door screen, very slight tear on the rear patio door screen, probably about 1 inch by 1.5 inches. Just a small tear on that one. And then we have the bottom of our rear patio outside. We have some 4x4 posts that are trimmed in exterior siding. I believe probably at one time there was some snow or water up against that. As a result of that, there's a little bit of wear down at the very bottom, or weathering on the very bottom of those fence posts. I'd recommend replacement of the refrigerant wrap on the AC. I would also clean all the leaves away from the air conditioning unit, as well as replace the heating and air conditioning filter. That interior filter for the return air needs to be replaced. That's pretty dirty. A couple things on the plumbing, just so you know, we were unable to test the appliances. The gas is also turned off to the house. The electric is off, as well as the water. All the utilities are shut off at the house, so none of the appliances were tested today. Fireplace, heater, air conditioner, stove, all those were not tested. On top of the water heater, I can see a little bit of corrosion on top of the water heater pipes, as well as the water heater vent hood has some corrosion on it also. We may want to replace that small water heater vent hood that's on top of that. As I mentioned, none of the plugs were tested in the house, none of the lights were tested because the electrical system has been turned off. You do need a couple face plates or cover plates in the bedroom areas. Those are missing. Pretty easy to replace those. Bathrooms, a little bit of caulking needed around the shower stalls and the master bathroom shower, as well as caulking the hall bathroom tub surround. General interior of the house, pretty nice. Walls are in good shape, ceilings are in good shape, carpet's a little bit soiled, as well as there's some areas of staining also. I think the soiling will clean up, the stain probably will also. It's kind of a rust-looking stain. Some of the windows are difficult to open or close. A couple of them are pretty hard to lock. I think the tracks need to be cleaned, as well as the locks need to be oiled up or silicone put on them so the locks will go ahead and close better for you. When you open them, they're pretty hard to open. You can hear the counterbalance is sticking, but once you open that window a couple times, it seems to be working properly for you. We need to go ahead and replace the door locks on the fire-resistant self-closing door going out into the garage. That has been removed. We did have one, and I'm going to call it a typical settlement frame shrinkage crack. Dave, if you just follow me real quick. Straight line crack starting at the fan in the living room, straight over to above the fireplace. Right on a tape joint line. I believe that's just a typical settlement crack, not a structural issue. Let's see, kitchen. Disposal wire is loose for the garbage disposal. Countertops look good, cabinets look good. Crawl space was nice and dry. Upstairs in the attic, you do have a couple pieces of plywood upstairs. I'd recommend removing those. Somebody put those upstairs for storage. I would take those out of there. And then some of the insulation has been walked on, so it's compressed down. I don't believe it's affecting the R value at all on the insulation factor, but you don't want to walk on blown-in insulation. But all in all, our biggest issue, of course, is going to be the plumbing. Some of the other undiscovered ones, we couldn't run the appliances because of gas and electric, so that's an unknown. But other than that, that's it.
Okay, thank you. And this one, over here we have George from Valley Pest.
My recommendations will be straighten out the vapor barrier, unable to check for leaks, recock the shower, and take weeds away from the house. That'd be all I have on my report.
Okay, that sounds like a good report.
Yeah, very good report.
Thank you.
You got it? Okay. Also